never arrogant, and if he was ever selfish, it's just because he had so much confidence in himself, and he knew he could do so much on the floor. Our conversations just revolved around him understanding that the best he can do would be to create for others. That's the best thing he can do. That's a much higher level player than scoring, and he really got that his senior year.
Well, he has certainly enjoyed playing for you, had wonderful things to say about you. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy it.
Thanks for having me. I am.
Thank you, Heather. The Palo Alto High School jerseys were around earlier, as the success of Lynn has brought the throwbacks for Jeremy's background from Palo Alto High and from Harvard, where he wore number 4. And you see how his jersey has been all the sensation online and at the NBA store here in New York as well. Lynn being guarded by future Hall of Famer Jason Kidd. J.R. Smith, first game with the Knicks, had 9 points in the first quarter. Has missed his last couple of shots, and Hubie Dallas within 5 here with $1:55 to go.
Look, in spite of how great the Knicks are playing, and now it's a 3-point game. Now we know that Fields and Lynn are having a great half. They're 10 for 16 in the backcourt, but Dallas has a way, very quietly, of scoring in bunches.
Kidd turned Lynn away. Terry intercepts the pass by Chandler. Here goes Jason. Good feet to Marion coming down the lane. He'll come to the line for a couple of free throws as Fields fouls him.
Dallas will continue to keep coming at you. Anytime there's a turnover, loose ball, they're going to fly down the floor, and then they're going to look for the trailer or the 3-point shot. So they're going to put pressure on you, and the Knicks have got to understand it's going to be for 48 minutes.
Couple of shots coming for Sean Marion. Only Maverick to start every game for Dallas this year. Well, we continue with NBA Sunday on ABC. Mike Green, Jeff Van Gundy down in Miami to see the teams look so good in the East, especially this road trip they just finished. The Miami Heat taking on Orlando. And then on ESPN tonight, the best in the West. Oklahoma City will be in action taking on Denver. NBA on ABC and ESPN today.
Mike, I like what Miami's doing. Yeah, they've won 5 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10. But they are 12-5 on the road. That's a great stat.
With nice find to Chandler inside. He drew the defensive attention, able to slip it through for 2.
Yeah, I like the fact that when the big man left, the man who was the receiver of the pass, Jeremy Lin just slid away from the rim to create a passing angle.
Shot clock at 10, Nowitzki. And J.R. Smith wants him back. Chandler comes over for help. Rebound by Chandler.
Now that wasn't by accident. He loves to bank that shot sometimes from an angle. It looks like it's a difficult shot, but he loves that area. He missed Stoudemire that time.
Fields out of the corner, missed the 3. Hayward the rebound for the Mavericks.
See, with all of this cutting, you can't miss the big guys when they're wide open going in front of the rim.
Threw it away, and Fields is fouled as Jason Kidd bumps him on the way. So 1 on Jason. That's first and last 2. The Mavericks only had 1 team foul in the quarter to that point. Hey kids, you can visit NBAHoopTroop.com today. You got cool games, exciting videos. You can earn points, get info on all your favorite NBA teams and players. That's NBAHoopTroop.com. It's been one of the interesting parts. You think about the league from a big perspective. 13 weeks ago, 14 weeks ago, talking lockout. Will there be the nuclear winter, no season? Then you get the teams back and exciting games. TV ratings have been up. And then this guy comes in and sets the league on its ear. Fields for 3. Fight for the rebound. And Hubie, there's a scrappiness to this Knicks team in this 8-game run, now 8.5, that was not there earlier on.
Well, remember, a guy that was also instrumental at the defensive end was Walker. And Walker is out with an elbow injury today. And when they had Fields, Walker, and Jeffries in the game, and then also Nowak, along with Lynn, just think about how small they were, and then just Tyson Chandler holding the floor. Great defense.
The crowd, the crescendo rise. At the end of the half, nice. Here's Lynn, knocked away from behind, halftime. At the end of the first half here in the Garden, the Knicks had a big run late first quarter to take the lead and have maintained it throughout the second. It was a great stat line for Jeremy Lin as the celebrities have come out to watch again. J.R. Smith had 9 in his Knicks debut, but 12 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. And just the one turnover for Lynn, standing by with Heather Cox.
Mike, thanks so much. Jeremy, you said each and every game is getting harder because you're on scouting reports. They're learning your tendencies. What are they taking away from you in this first half?
They're double teaming off the pick and rolls, and they have Marion on me, so it's a little longer, but it's a good opportunity just to drag the defense out and then let everybody else make a play. Obviously, J.R. Smith coming off the bench and to the team, just a big addition, so you got to move the ball.
Talking about J.R. Smith, first time any of you guys have ever played with him, and obviously for you to distribute to him, what are your early impressions?
He can shoot, he can score, he's a playmaker, so anytime you get someone like that, it only helps.
We'll let you get to the locker room. Thanks, Jeremy.
Heather, thank you. Lynn played 21.5 for the 24 first half minutes and keeps the numbers up. What does the great all-time point guard Magic Johnson think? He joins Chris Broussard, John Barry, and Michael Wilbon coming up for the halftime report. At the break in New York, you'll also hear more from the one-on-one with Jeremy Lin. His Knicks lead by 3 over the NBA champion Mavericks.
Launch sequence initiated. 15 seconds and counting.
At KFC, we have one mission: serve the world's best tasting chicken.
9.
That's why our whole chicken is delivered fresh
7.
and prepared fresh by real cooks with KFC's world-famous secret recipes.
Preparation complete. 3, 2, 1.
Taste for yourself why fresh.
Los Angeles. All right, guys. We got Jeremy Lin. We got J.R. Smith. We got Carmelo coming back tomorrow. We got everything. It's all Knicks all the time. What do you think it would happen in the first half?
Well, I was really impressed because Jeremy Lin listened to us on Friday. He didn't jump into the air and make those awful turnovers that he was making on Friday. He didn't do that today.
Only one.
Only one turnover at the end. But he's played a fantastic floor game. This guy really reads situations very well. You got to give him credit. And what I like, they're getting better shots now. When we first watched him, this is a 17-year-old run. JB, look at him. He's just driving and kicking, playing a great game.
No, he's answering the bell. There's no question. I think there's a tendency he does like to go right. Probably got to get better going left. But this team doesn't get good shots when he comes out of the game. Look, it's 32-20 after that first quarter. He comes out of the game. The Knicks don't score for the first 3 minutes of that second quarter. And not only did they not score, they didn't even get a good shot. D'Antoni has to put him back in that ball game. This is a guy that's orchestrating this offense now. It's clear. They don't have a backup point guard. They went to Shumpert. This guy he knows what he's doing.
Well, they're relying on him to get the kind of shots that you and Irvin have been asking him to get for a couple of weeks now. They're getting those shots, and without Lin on the floor, it'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do with Baron Davis.
I was going to say, I was surprised they didn't put Baron Davis in because, you know, Shumpert's not a point guard.
No,
put Davis in. It was a low-pressure situation. D'Antoni doesn't want to put too much on him. Let him come in. Maybe we see him in the second half. The guy we did see, J.R. Smith, who they recently signed, 3 3-pointers. He fit in seamlessly. You know what JR is?
He was timid, right?
8 shots and 12.
But you know, he is a 6'6" version of Nate Robinson. And they love Nate at the guard. You loved him sometimes. You hated him sometimes. That's probably what you're going to get with J.R. Smith.
But I tell you this, I'm not getting ahead of myself either. If this team could put it together with Carmelo, J.R. coming off the bench, Stoudemire, they are going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I'm telling you now, because it's hard matchups now. They got tough. You don't know who to match up with. And Jeremy Lin causes so much havoc. Once he gets into that lane, he is just an expert at either making the right play, bounce pass here, driving kick to the corner to an open man, J.R. Smith, or he can take it himself. We don't have too many guards that can do all three. Normally, the guards we have now today are great at one thing, or they're a great jump shooter, or they're a great passer. This guy can score, pass, and lead at the same time.
It seems like the Knicks have all of the pieces. When Carmelo gets back, all of the pieces. A bench, got depth.
Better defense.
Now, the question is,
6th in the league in defensive efficiency.
how quickly and will all the pieces fit? I mean, isn't that what we're talking about?
Chicago and Miami, better hurry up, get it together.
The Knicks were a +10 when Jeremy Lin was on the floor in that first half. Coming up, a one-on-one with the NBA's latest sensation.
It's the Nutrisystem 40th anniversary.
New York, but a worldwide sensation. His jersey is currently the NBA's top seller. Our Rachel Nichols went one-on-one with the man who has given life to the Knicks season.
When do you remember starting to think, hey, I want to play in the NBA, I could play in the NBA, this would be cool?
Ever since I was a little kid. We would watch all the playoff basketball games, and you know, I'd be sitting in the backyard with my brothers, shooting on the hoop. We would run to the window, look at what Jordan was doing, and he'd score a point. We go out, do the move.
I mean, now that you've made it in the NBA, you have this plucky underdog story, and everyone says, oh, he made it through these tough times, but you actually had to go through those tough times. What was the low point for you?
I had a lot. I mean, there were nights last year where I was just actually just reduced to just tears. I couldn't take it anymore. From the outside looking in, they're like, oh, you're fine. He's still, you know, collecting an NBA paycheck and this and that. But for me, it's, you know, what really hurt was I felt like I had the ability to do it.
Those really hard nights, the tough nights when you have the tears rolling down your face.
Yeah.
Did you think about, you know what, maybe this just isn't going to happen, maybe I should do something else?
I definitely thought about that, no question, many times. Even the beginning of this year, getting waived twice, you know, I was thinking, if I don't have a team, what's going to happen? You know, do I go to the D-League? Do I go overseas? Or do I, you know, take a break altogether? And all of those options were running through my mind.
What did you think when you got that next chance against the Nets, what turned out to be your breakout game? What did you say to yourself to get yourself to go out and play the way you did on the court?
I said, I'm going to go back, play this next game just as aggressive, if not more aggressive. Last year, I was trying not to make mistakes. I was trying to fit in. This year, I said, you know what? I've given everything I can to this year, and I'm going to make sure I do it my way. And if it doesn't get me where I want to go, then I can live with that. But one thing I know is if I go down, I'm going to go down fighting.
Well, no more tears for Jeremy Lin. The opposition has the tears. Night in, night out. Dallas feeling it today, down 3 at the half. Second half coming up next.
At a big company, new ideas don't usually come from the local store level, but a great idea can come from anywhere.
I'm Brian Edler.
Kings to start the second half. Mike Tirico, Hall of Famer Hubie Brown, and Heather Cox. You've seen Jeremy Lin in person with the Knicks once before against the other good team that he played, the Lakers. What do you think first half against a very good defensive team in Dallas?
And especially the fact that he's being trapped hard at the three-point line and they're chasing him. He has had an excellent half. Not only the 12 points, but the 6 assists. And he's taken his time. Now just look at this right now. He sizes it up and there is no double team. Now just watch him blow right down the middle. He has good size and he can finish with either hand. Now right here, he's going to take Marion, and now Nowitzki from the left leaves his man, and you have the nice drop-off pass to Stoudemire. He has excellent vision and can make the play. You're going to double team. I'll find over on the opposite side. J.R. Smith hits one of his 3 threes. Here's the second 3. So you just like the ball movement. They're running very few set plays, and they're feeding off the frenzy.
Now here's Dallas' story so far. Jason Terry, who's missed the last couple of games, has given them 8 points. They've been better when he's been on the floor.
Well, they have been, Mike, because the transition game. They scored 8 of their 11 fast break points with him in there, and then also he's hit a nice perimeter game going for himself right now in the 3-ball.
So the Mavericks within 3 before the third quarter. Here's Heather Cox.
Mike, defense was definitely the theme for Rick Carlisle in the locker room, and they were reminded that they got much better defensively in the second half on Friday in a win over Philly, holding them to just 24 points. They talked about boards, the fact that they allowed 11 second chance points for the Knicks. They've also got to stop penetration, the pick and roll, get out and rotate quicker on the threes. And Mike, maybe the biggest surprise coming out of the locker room, some of the Mavs players were actually getting lost coming out of the locker room just now. They couldn't find their way to the court in this newly remodeled Garden. You guys, I must admit, I had the same problem earlier.
Are you trying to make me look bad, Heather? I know what you're doing, Heather. Hubie, you coached here for years. I was coming to this building since I was 6 years old.